deliver it at this point, and this is Arizona's best bet right here.
Man-to-man defense. Butler playing on Othick, and they're using Madkins on Chris Mills.
Control the ball. Don't get into a run-and-gun game with UCLA.
Lute Olson has to be concerned. His team gets beat in their last outing against Southern Cal, playing on the road, unbeatable at home, 58 in a row.
I think he's missed his one shot from the field that he has taken so far. This is Muehlbach. He goes for 3 and gets it.
He's been their most consistent player, very steady. He was 5 for 5. Look at this, how quick. That's NBA style, Mr. Jackson.
You have got to get back. You have got to play defense, or they'll just skin you alive, and they're getting better and better at it.
Mitchell Butler really got out in transition. That is big.
Othick hitting a shot early in the game to give him confidence could have tremendous meaning before this day is done. McLean is fouled, and the foul is on Chris Mills.
I think it's good news right now, really good news when you talk about, look at that blowout, 80-58, Duke on Shaquille O'Neal. Wow. Jimmy Herrick right now has to be concerned because Arizona's hitting the perimeter shot. Othick and Muehlbach knocked both down from the perimeter.
Yep. The element of confidence on the road is such a big, big thing.
You talk about confidence. This guy has all the confidence in the world. He's been maligned a great deal about his attitude. A lot of people say he talks the trash game on the floor. He told me today, he says, Coach, I'm not doing any more talking. I'm going to let my playing do the talking.
Well, he's also taken some of the sharpness out of his elbows, too. Muehlbach handles in front. And look at here. With the big man off the top of the key, Stokes knocks one down.
It's pretty nice when you can bring a guy like Stokes and insert him in your starting lineup. He has Rooks on the bench because he's not happy with the rebounding and defense of Sean Rooks.
Murray will go. Rebound, Brian Williams for Arizona.
Williams had 15 rebounds in their last game against Southern Cal. Had a little hip problem about 2 weeks ago. McLean playing, I'd go right to Brian Williams against McLean.
Well, they sag off. Martin comes inside as they try to go to Stokes, and Stokes gets a hand on it and loses it.
Jimmy Herrick's brought a lot of stability to this program. He wants to be here. A lot of guys wanted this job, but I didn't want the job, but he was one guy that wanted it.
Well, they finally, I think, found a man to succeed John Wooden. Of course, there are a lot of people in between. McLean drives in, won't go, rebounds, knocked loose. Out of bounds, Bruins.
The rap on McLean, Keith, was that he was a soft player, but he's a much more aggressive player.
You see the temper right here now as he suddenly flares and flips the ball back.
Triple threat position. Here's the drive. Now look at a good offensive rebound. Nobody bodies him up. Stokes forgets to block out. Nice pass.
Murray gives to Matkins. Count it, foul.
Excellent vision by Tracy Murray. Finds Matkins, 6'4", very strong, big guard.
I think that's Mills' second foul. It is.
Penetration, drive the seam of the defense, Murray. Good no-look pass, out of the Magic Man. And then Matkins has the strength to lay it on a glass, kisses it on a glass, and gets the conversion.
Gerald Matkins is strong. I mean, he's 6'4". He's up there around 190 pounds.
Wayne Womack coming in, one of the best 6 men in basketball. A Dennis Eckersley kind of guy, out of the pen.
Well, at 16:55, Chris Mills with 2 fouls, you almost have to sit him down for a little while.
Yeah, you definitely have to bring him out. You know, Mills has definitely been an inconsistent player. He's had some great moments winning the MVP like he did in that NIT. Coming out at halftime and having a future on Chris Mills.
Atkins makes it a 3-point play. Womack has the ball taken away. Murray's all alone.
Yes, sir. Slam jam bam by Tracy Murray.
It's now a 1-point ball game, 10-9, and the crowd is in it.
Full court
trap. Press.
1-2-1-1 trap. Look for the reverse man, post man. Excellent way to break the pressure. Hit the post and hit the opposite side.
Down the middle, Williams. Count it, foul.
Look at him, look at him. He says, in your face. He's talking. What intensity here, Keith. What intensity in this game.
Brian Williams, shooting 1.
Oh, great look, and there's Brian Williams. BW just slams that baby down. He's a California kid who decided to go to Maryland, left Maryland, and now playing for Arizona.
For the three-point play, and he missed it off the back iron. The rebound to Martin. Derek runs him. McLean to Butler. Inside, Butler is fouled.
They really feel that they found an excellent point guard in Derek Martin. They think he came of age against Pittsburgh, where he had 15 assists. Up until that time, he played like a second guard. Derek's got outstanding talent, but his freshman year, he played the off guard with Pooh Richardson handling the ball.
Williams had the foul. Murray, he traveled. Well, you know, Martin would have had 18 or 19, except as he kept feeding his pals the ball, and they kept putting up bricks. He missed a couple of layups.
Jimmy Herrick got into a little controversy with Bill Frieda after the game, beating Southern Cal. We'll talk a little bit about that later.
Block. Butler got a piece of it. Atkins goes for three. No. Rebound. Out of bounds, an Arizona ball. Timeout. 15:53 to go in the first half. And it's a 3-point Arizona lead.
Wild thing. Come shout and sing, join in the ring. It could be queen or it could be king. You go your way and I'll go mine.
Arizona leading UCLA 12-9. Here is Jackaroot.
Keith, when you talk about Pauley Pavillion, it has a tradition of its own. It's in its 26th year, and it was designed in part by the Wizard of Westwood, John Wooden, such a terrific head coach here at the UCLA, and they account for 8 of the 10 national championships. Here's one of the things that's so interesting. The student body is right down on the hardwood. And let me tell you, there have been only 40 losses here in Pauley Pavillion in 26 years. 2 of those losses to the to the Arizona Wildcats, 86 and 89.
We're sitting right in front of those students, and I mean, they are partisan. Brian Williams up and bangs it down to make it a 5-point Arizona lead.
He's really playing very aggressive. He came to the ball really strong. Good, quick move to the goal.
Well, Brian Williams, Chris Mills were 2 youngsters that went away. Both were recruited heavily by UCLA. Inside Butler, great move.
He's a slashing, quick player. Arizona went to their matchup zone defense, a 1-1-3, and they recognize it and take advantage of the opening down on a baseline.
Stokes, last time he came out to the top of the key, hit one.
I would really go to Brian Williams, because if there's a liability, Don McLean is not a strong defensive player.
They take it away from Stokes.
He can really shoot the stationary J.
That ties the score at 14.
Excellent transition game. Run to designated spots on the floor. Put the rock in the hands of your ball handler. Williams got to slide in a low post against McLean.
They go to Stokes again. They leave him available, but he hasn't handled the ball well at all. Last 2 times they put it to him down low, they've taken it away from him. McLean and Williams really banging each other.
He's got Williams.
It was too deep under the basket. He didn't have a chance to take it up, and he traveled. Falling over the photographers.
They didn't do an excellent job. Watch McLean trying to deny Williams the ball. Now see, he spins and pins. He's got him sealed if he reverses the ball. There's the angle. Poor pass to Brian Williams, but he had inside position.
Bad pass cost him the basket.
He's a skilled...
McLean over the top, air ball. Rebound, Muhlbach and McLean fight for it. That's the second time McLean has pursued his own shot and rebounded it. Derek Martin has it in and out. 2-on-2, Muhlbach. And Muhlbach is kind of ticky-tack foul called on Madkins.
McLean is a skilled offensive player. Madkins is their best defensive player. He was assigned Chris Mills early in the game.
Foul is on number 12, Gerald Madkins.
They're going to get substitutes into the game now. Keith Owens is going to come in for UCLA, and so is Sean Tarver. And Khalid Reeves will be coming into the ball game, number 3 right there for Arizona. He's the freshman from New York City, from Brooklyn.
Reeves is an outstanding player who's going to have a tremendous career at Arizona from out of New York City, Christ the King High School, where he hooked up back there with Derek Phelps. Here comes Rooks now, and you're looking for offense. He got a message. He was putting on a bench as an assistant coach. I don't think he likes that, Keith. I think he wants to get some PT.
Well, he can bang if he puts his mind to it. You know, he's big and strong.
He can score. He really has great ability to score down in the low boxes, but he has to become a much more complete player by working on his rebounding and getting a little bit more aggressive.
Reeves handles the ball out in front. Womack is into the ball game in place of Chris Mills, who got 2 fouls early on.
They got a nice bench when you can bring a Womack in a game.
Brian Williams puts it up. You got a foul inside called on Tracy Murray.
Foul is on number 30, Tracy Murray.
Both teams, I think you probably noticed, the American flag. Recognition of the fact that many of our people are in the Persian Gulf.
Brian Williams was so highly acclaimed out of high school. Went to Maryland, had a tremendous freshman year, averaged 12 points a game, was the premier diaper dandy in the ACC. Got a little bit unhappy, went to the West. Had really an up and down year last year. Much more consistent year this season.
15-14, trying for the 2-point lead, and he gets it.
I hope he stays in school. Some rumors say he may go to the NBA draft. He's not ready for the NBA. He needs another year under Lute Olson.
I'm surprised he doesn't beef up a little more. He looks to me like he's got a frame where you could add another 15, 20 pounds.
Yeah, he does. He's got to get on those weights. He's battling right now, checking McLean.
Hulbach, good defensive play. It's Tarver against Williams. That's a mismatch.
Oh, what a great effort right there, watching the big fella run the court.
McLean gives it to Murray, and he responds.
Murray can't believe it. He said, I got an assist from McLean. He actually gave the rock up. I can't believe it.
His mouth is still open.
McLean's a scorer, a big-time scorer.
Womack, who is from Southern California, hands it off, and you get a travel call.
Charlie Range with the call on Khalid Reeves. There goes McLean. He's going to drive the seam. Everybody thinks he's shooting, and he makes the pass. He says, look, I can give it up. Good play, the M&M guys. McLean to Murray.
Adkins handling the ball. Keith Owens, who was a walk-on, got a scholarship. That's Murray out of the corner. Williams, another rebound. Long pass down the court. Womack is fouled hard by Murray.
Womack gets out in front in transition. Murray hits him. Womack was ejected in a game against California, and if he gets ejected one more time, Keith, under the new NCAA rule, he would be banned from the tournament and from any other games. Done for the season.
Williams is going to get a breather now, and as Brian goes out, he has 8 points.
He did a solid job. I like this kid, Tracy Murray, going to the sideline. Murray came out of high school, and a lot of people thought that he was very soft and that he scored all those points against no competition. He's the highest scorer in the history of California high school basketball.
Womack, who is out of Pasadena, California, misses the first free throw. As usual, the All-Star game is close.
Yeah, real close game there. Yesterday, that Slam Jam Bam contest won by D. Brown out of Jacksonville, now playing for the Celtics.
What do they say? He's got a 41-inch vertical jump.
Yeah, he really can get up in the sky. Wow. Jumps like I do, kid. You saw me jump before the game.
I certainly did.
I can't get over it.
7/8 on a good day. Mitchell Butler handles the ball to McLean. Keith Owens inside. That's Derek Martin for Tarver, who is a freshman. Remember Sean Tarver? He went to Las Vegas, was released when they went into the... well, you see that jump hook? That's a whole new weapon, isn't it?
That was an unbelievable post move. He's battling on Stokes inside. They got to get a foul on McLean. They're really battling in there. I'll tell you, he's a lot tougher than I thought, Keith. McLean.
Banks it off the glass, and Stokes says, there you are, big fella, one for you.
Stokes really had to earn that deuce because McLean was really playing on a defensive end.
3-point lead, Arizona at 21-18. Martin's open. Rebound, Rooks loses it, picked up. Deron Johnson in the ball game now for Arizona, number 23. There's a foul on Martin.
Reeves has really come of age. He's getting better and better. He's getting more minutes as we look at Derek Martin. Martin couldn't miss yesterday. He challenged me to a game of horse, and he made 5 3-point shots in a row. I said, you're not supposed to shoot like that.
3-point lead, Wildcats.
Have somebody look for it. I got the ball.
From the Far East to Europe.
Game we expected. Talking to Coach Jim Herrick of UCLA yesterday, I asked him if this team reflects his real basketball philosophy.
I don't think there's any question. We played the same way in high school. We played the same way at Pepperdine, and I can look out on the team and recognize my style of play with this basketball team most nights. A couple nights this year I haven't recognized it at all, but most of the time I can.
And here's why: the consistency of starting people.
Yeah, he believes in that. He has that system where he plays the same people. Let's say opposed to someone like a Dean Smith or a Bobby Knight who are constantly changing their lineups. Zone
Arizona
defense.
with the ball.
They zone defense right now.
Yep.
2-3.
They zoned them in Tucson in the earlier game and had some success with it.
Well, they don't have a lot of size, so the zone. Look at these guys shoot that three.
That's Tracy Murray for 3.
Scored over 3,000 points in high school.
We're tied.
He averaged 44.7 his senior year, Keith. Average.
Baby brother ain't too bad either. Cameron out of Glendora High School.
Got to change. They go back to man-to-man defense. Changing defense to keep Arizona from getting a rhythm.
Forced shot by Deron Johnson, and the officials bail him out with a foul, and a moment with Jackaroo.
Keith, during that last time out, Coach Lou Olson for the Arizona Wildcats was talking to all of his players, and he brought up 2 points. He said, first, gentlemen, under the boards, we need to communicate more. We need to be able to talk this thing out, who's open. That's offensively. Defensively, he was chastising the entire team for not getting their hands up under the boards on defense.
He's an amazing story in coaching, what he's done at that program of Frank Lloyd Wright. He took that program. They were 1-17 in a Pac-10, and this guy has just been brilliant as Johnson's on the free throw line.
That breaks the tie for Arizona, a 1-point lead. There's the principal matchup next Sunday. Indiana a winner today. Also regional action next Sunday, and a big one down in the SEC for Alabama. They're now at 9-3 with Kentucky. Keith Owens over the rim, no good. Johnson way up, the knife flying high.
I like that. Real quick athlete.
Reeves drills 3.
He's going to be a star. He is absolutely going to be a star at Arizona.
He may also be the door opener for others from the eastern part of the country to come to Cactus Country.
Well, they'll be playing in New Jersey against Georgia Tech
next Sunday.
And they're after a guy by the name of Roderick Rhodes. Some say the best junior in America out of New Jersey.
Look at Tarver. Goes down hard, but he'll get up. He's young and limber. Murray forces and gets it.
Tracy Murray's a born scorer. He's got ability around the basket as well as his tremendous perimeter shooting ability.
Another story about the Murray family. When they were the night of the loss to USC on January 30, the house burned. Terrible night for the Murray family.
You mentioned his younger brother, but they say he's going to be one heck of a player.
He's playing in Glendora as a freshman.
He's a ninth grader. There's that 2-3 zone.
Williams is back in now.
Good ball movement. You want to drive the gap of that zone. You got to drive this gap. The wings should give you a good shot on the wing.
Foul will go on Keith Owens. Here's Jack for a moment.
Watching the outstanding play of Khalid Reeves coming off the bench, Keith, you know, he's had one major adjustment coming to Tucson, Arizona from New York City. He did not know how to drive a car. He was totally without license when he came there, so he found a friend that had a car to teach him how to drive. But a typical high-visibility basketball player, the friend had a BMW.
He's a beamer, driving a beamer.
That foul was an offensive foul on Deron Johnson.
Johnson, not a skilled offensive player. He gives him a good athlete and a defensive player.
Murray again. That three bounces off the back iron, and Reeves hustles him up in a hurry. Behind the back, into the paint. Ball rolls around, and he eventually fetches it up again. I mean, he's really getting a hard time, and Derek Martin is finally called for the foul.
Martin wants the offensive foul to be called on Reeves for using the elbow. Martin in high school had 44 points in his last high school game, and he was outstanding at the Nike camp when he hooked up with Chris Jackson when he was a freshman. Here's a look at Reeves now. Now watch the reach in. As soon as you reach in, see, that's a no-no. As soon as Martin sticks that hand in, immediately the whistle will be blown.
Murray with 2, Martin with 2 now for the Bruins. Mills is on the bench with 2. It's a 1+1 here for Reeves, and he makes the first one.
Well, 3 acclaimed freshmen play, and in the Pac-10, you look at Sean Tarver for UCLA is an outstanding talent. So is Reeves, but they don't get as much PT as McLean comes back. I'll tell you a freshman I liked yesterday, Keith. I fell in love with Jamal Faulkner from out of Arizona State. I went to see Southern Cal play yesterday, and Bill Frieda's got a tremendous frosh. He had 25.
That spins out. Brian Williams rebounds it, takes it up, and there's a whistle and a foul. Mitchell Butler went out of the ball game when Don McLean came back in for the Bruins.
Reeves misses the free throw. Now Williams going to show some aggressive play here. Very active, the left-hander, and there's the reach in. Here's the foul by Murray. Big size differential. I mentioned earlier Arizona State, and I want to get into this about Jimmy Herrick and Bill Frieda. Frieda was livid after the game, according to insiders yesterday, because Herrick had made a statement after they had played against Arizona State that he couldn't understand Frieda playing a ball control and slowing it down after running all year. Well, Frieda took it as an insult, and he said, hey, you guys tell Herrick for me, he's got 4 losses in the Pac-10. That should be a top 5 team in America. So let him worry about Arizona, not Arizona State. Herrick said today, hey, why is he so sensitive? I'm going to call him up, have a drink, and put that to bed because I don't mean anything by it. Relax, Frieda, relax.
Never. Janice was over there yesterday trying to shush him.
You do such a great job with one word. I need 5,000.
Womack missed it, and look at that. Williams go up there and slam it down.
He is really fired up today, Keith. You can see it in his eyes. Brian Williams is here to play.
12 points, and here's a whistle and a foul on Matt Muehlbach. He and Tarver were really going at it. Tarver has 2 fouls already, and now Muehlbach does 2.
Oh, there's Williams with the slam cam way up in the sky. He's an intense competitor.
He's going to have to play inside, Dick, if he goes to the next level, and he's going to need to be a little heavier.
He's going to get, yeah, he definitely has to get stronger. I think he needs another year of tutelage under Lute Olson in terms of completing his game a little bit more on the offensive end.
8:14 to go now in the first half, and it's an 8-point lead for Arizona. In the rebounding, the Wildcats lead UCLA 14-7 as McLean puts up a 3-pointer.
That was great execution. He ran a follow series where he followed, gave the ball back, and then ran through the defense off a down screen, popped out. He's a very, very polished offensive player, Don McLean.
The rebounding story is just the reverse today of what it was over in Tucson when UCLA dominated the board. And up goes Stokes for another deuce.
Ed Stokes really playing well, getting the start today. California kid. Last year he started the last 16 games. He was very effective.
Brooks didn't stay in there very long, did he?
Not right now. He's got to earn that playing time again by really being a better defensive player and a better rebounder.
Othick commits the foul. That's his first. Murray now with 11 points. He'll try to make it 12.
What I like about Tracy Murray is his ability to score both on the baseline and out on the wing. He really is multi-dimensional as an offensive player. Can you imagine if they had Ed O'Bannon? Ed O'Bannon, to me, would be probably one of America's premier freshmen. What a beautiful young man. That's the young man with the knee problem.
He had reconstruction surgery. He may or may not be back, though they say his progress is quite good. O'Bannon, like Tarver, were at UNLV, but were released.
Rules of the game brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Here's former NCAA champion coach.
About Ed O'Bannon a moment ago, and the fact that they're now over here, but Ed's laid up because of reconstructive knee surgery, came in a pickup game. But you want to talk about what if? What if those two kids were still over there with Tarkanian's bunch?
I'll tell you one thing, they wouldn't get too much playing time, but they'd find a way to play this guy because he is something special. He said he's going to call Bernard King and have a talk with Bernard King and try and get some advice, and I think that's a great move. Oh, nice play by Reeves to the dish. Excellent pass. Womack runs the court.
A 6-point lead right now for the Wildcats.
Reeves has really been a spark off that bench.
Yeah.
Man-to-man defense.
He's solid. I mean, you just look at him, you see the fundamentals are solid for one so young.
He's a combo guard, too. He can play either the point guard or the second guard slot.
Womack right now trying to play
nice
Murray.
Look.
Murray got away from him. Another assist for McLean.
Don McLean showing me that he's a complete offensive player. He's showing today that he can pass the ball as well as shoot the basketball.
6.5 minutes to go in the first half.
2-3 zone. The wings should give you some good shots against the 2-3. If you put a guy at the point and go to like a 1-3-1 set, you usually get high percentage shots on the wings. Reversing, they'll get by Walker. Here comes the M&M gang. There's McLean going to run up high. There's the dump down. Great look. He attracts people to him because he fakes the jump shot and then the quick dump down to his teammate.
Back door. McLean. Nope. Rebound. Williams slaps it out to Womack to Reeves. Reeves on the move against Matkin. Takes it in. Score it. No. He waved it off, didn't he?
I think he should wave it off. I thought the foul took place before the release of the basketball. Jimmy Herrick in that striped suit. Former Pepperdine coach, did an outstanding job at Pepperdine. Here goes Reeves now. He's going to try and get a change of direction. There was a little stutter, a little change on Matkins. Going to split the defense. He gets bumped before he releases the ball. The NBA, that would be a continuation for him.
In college, not a bad foul by Matkins. Puts him into a bonus, so he misses the top end of it.
He benefited from that move.
Murray again. Won't go down. Brian Williams soaring today. Murray steals a lazy pass and scores.
Good anticipation by Murray after he shoots the jumper. He steps in a passing lane. We got ourselves a dandy basketball game. A lot at stake too, Keith, because in the Pac-10, they don't have a postseason, so the winner here is the legitimate championship of the league.
You know, when you get 11,000 plus come in on an 80-degree day at a city inside to watch a basketball game, you've got some quality. And it's 35-33, Arizona with 5:17 to play in the first half.
Eric Martin has really controlled his game to become a point guard. He's thinking pass now rather than shot.
McLean over Stokes is short. Arizona let it go. Bruins saved it.
They rotate Stokes now, guarding McLean. He's a quick shot blocker. Stokes has great size.
Keith Owens is back in. And a whistle down inside.
McLean's getting a real kick out of passing the basketball. Wake Forest had just beaten, look at that score, 3-2. It looks like a baseball score. Lou Henson, what a job he is doing.
Maybe the best coaching he's ever done this year.
Well, I spoke to our boss, Dennis Swanson, this week, and he's a graduate of Illinois, and he says, hey, you better start giving credit to my guy, Lou Henson. He said, you better give him some credit. So you take care of him, will you please, Mr. Jackson?
What, are you looking for a new contract?
Well, I got my producer now yelling, that's his stroke the boss. Hey, why not? Got to take care of the big banana.
Tied at 35. Crowd roaring, as you can certainly hear.
I love this kind of environment. There they are in that 2-3 zone. Get into the gaps of that zone. Reverse it. Reeves has got a shot.
Osik fields one. Williams' pass was too high. Brian was open. That's the second time they've blown a play like that. Derek Martin makes him play for it.
And Reeves made a mistake. When Othick made the little penetration, Reeves did not rotate back in defensive transition. And the quickness, and they're exploding here. It's showbiz.
That's the first UCLA lead.
Place is really hopping. It's alive. There goes Othick with the penetration. Look at the reach in. Martin. Oh, look at Stokes laying a screen.
He'll come in here, little fella.
Woo. You talk about screens. We'll see screens next week when Indiana and Ohio State hook up. That'll be quite a matchup in Columbus.
2 shots for Matt.
An amazing story. We touched on it a little bit earlier. He was on that moped. He got hit by a car on the campus. He had fractured his pelvis. He's playing with 4 pins plus a plate in his pelvis.
Yep. He's a tough guy.
That should encourage, Keith. I like to say something about somebody in my hometown, Scott May, whose dad is Milt May, a coach of the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was in a serious automobile crash Christmas Eve, and a lot of people didn't think Scotty would make it. Outstanding high school baseball player at Manatee High School. He not only made it, he came home Friday, and we wish you the best, Scotty, for a quick recovery.
The crowd roaring as the Bruins have a 4-point lead.
Today, a guy losing his hair can choose between being the man he wants to be.
Today, there was a big ball game played in the East, UNLV in Arkansas. I asked Lute Olson if he's going to let his team watch it, and Lute said...
No, I think our guys enjoy watching the ball games on TV, and frankly, from our end of it, I think that's good. It gets them up thinking basketball, and we'll eat our pregame meal at 9 o'clock, and I'm sure they're not going to hang around for long. They'll get out and watch that ball game, I think.
UNLV won it, 112-105, and don't miss the christening next Sunday. I am going to christen Dick Vitale with a hog hat.
Hey, I'll tell you what, they won for a half.
And make him wear it home.
At least Vegas got a half a loss. They lost. Hey, congratulations to UNLV. To win in that environment, like Lute Olson and I were talking before the game, to win in that environment, they're down at the half, and to come back and jump out as they did as the 3rd foul, which is big on Tracy Murray. Who's going to beat that basketball team now, Keith? I can't see anybody beating them.
Yeah, one tough stop left, and that's Las Cruces against New Mexico State. Always tough down there. UCLA has had a 10-0 run. That may be stopped here as Othick goes to the line off Murray's 3rd foul. UCLA now with 10 team fouls.
Othick's such a key player. Had a poor shooting game against Southern Cal. And Harold Miner, there's the best unknown player in the nation. He had a bad day yesterday and still looks super. He plays for Southern Cal. He had 36 against Arizona. He's just a tremendous talent, but Othick was 0 for 7. And then he had the horrendous day against LSU when Shaquille O'Neal just was unbelievable down there at the Deaf Dome in Baton Rouge.
Sean Rooks is back in the lineup for the Wildcats. Martin's going all the way. Kisses Keith Owens against Rooks.
Not a threat to score. Owens a defensive player and an excellent shot blocker.
Sean Tarver against Deron Johnson. Don McLean steps on the line. Here's Jack.
Keith, you were talking about the students getting up and camping out. You know how tough a ticket was to get to this game that was sold out 2 months ago? We called 5 ticket brokers in Los Angeles. They all had tickets to upcoming Lakers games. Only one had 20 tickets remaining for this game. The face value, $21. You know what they were charging? $150 a piece.
That's in your category, Jack. You spring for the 150.
On number 23, Deron Johnson.
Johnson getting a lot of playing time. Defensive player Deron Johnson from Tucson. Their program elevated to another level when a kid from Tucson by the name of Sean Elliott put a uniform on for Arizona.
Johnson has 2 personals now, and Matkins will go to the line. Time remaining, 3 minutes, 11 seconds. First half, 2-point lead. UCLA trying to make it 3 and both teams now have 10 fouls.
Sean Elliott was such a special player. He won the John Wooden Award 1988 to go to the Final Four. I think it's one of the amazing college stories is what Lute Olson has done at Arizona, and I think his presence has elevated everyone else up a notch, and that's why the Pac-10 right now is the most improved conference in America.
It's a tough run from top to bottom.
There aren't any easy stops. There's no automatic W's anymore. Reverse the ball and you'll get every shot you want. The 2-3 zone really has holes on that wing. Get it into the gut, into the wing. There it is, right there. The wings are wide open.
Schmidt nails it. Casey Schmidt, a sophomore from Valparaiso, Indiana.
That's his reputation, a shooter.
Role players is so important.
Can't win with all stars, Keith.
McLean is fouled by Williams.
They're really going after each other, Williams and McLean. Know each other, reputations grow from the scholastic level. He almost went to Georgia Tech. He was not happy with the Walt Hazzard era, Mr. McLean, and he almost went to Georgia Tech, but then Jimmy Herrick convinced him to put on the UCLA uniform. There's the post up, there's the turnaround.
McLean slapped him across the face on the way down. That's second personal foul on Brian Williams. Saturday, ABC's Pro Bowlers Tour starts the day at 3, 2 Central, $160,000 Bud Light Classic. Then ABC's Wide World of Sports with our country's premier figure skating event, two-time silver medalist Christy Yamaguchi. And the U.S. Figure Skating Championship presented by Diet Sprite and NutraSweet. It's live, except on the West Coast, Saturday on ABC Sports. McLean on the line.
Excellent free throw shooter. He was really down that they didn't get Cherokee Parks, the super high school 6'11" kid, to come here for next season. As we look at the full court trap, he's going to Duke. I really believe
Mike Krzyzewski's got two 6'10" kids coming in next year.
Both from California, and Parks is a tremendous one. Here's the half court trap.
There's a foul on Matkins.
Gerald, don't cry right now, Gerald. Definitely grabbed him. Willis McJunkin doesn't even want to hear it. Look at Matkins trying to hold court.
End of the game for the Bruins, number 23.
Willis McJunkin stepped right over there just in case there was temper after the collision.
You know, you mentioned Mike Krzyzewski. You ready for this? Want a little news item? Right now, today. I'd be nervous if I were you, Mr. Fisher and Mr. Heathcote. Some say the best player in America, Chris Webber, high school star. He is on the Duke campus today. They finally convinced him to visit. He was there for their LSU game where they won really big over at LSU, and he will go to class there tomorrow. I'll tell you what, Keith, once you visit that place, it's pretty tough to say no.
We'll see Duke in 2 weeks at Tucson against Arizona. Remember, Arizona right now with a 58-game win string on the line, and the Blue Devils have been known to break a win string here and there.
Well, they stopped Oklahoma's great win streak. Yep. I think it was 51. That's a great story. Lute Olson, 58 in a row at home. That's amazing as you look at the remaining schedule.
That foul on Stokes, his second. It's kind of interesting that he's got two outsiders like Georgia Tech and Duke involved in a schedule that is crucial within the Pac-10 conference, a conference that does not have a postseason tournament.
He doesn't play any cupcakes, I'll tell you that. I was going to say earlier, if Cherokee Parks and Ed O'Bannon were healthy, I would make UCLA my preseason #1 next year. But because they're not, I'm going to go with next year. We're going to talk already. Indiana, with the addition of Allen Henderson, will be #1, and Duke will be my #2 team.
Why don't you wait before you get in trouble?
I like to jump the gun. I like to jump the gun. Here's man-to-man defense.
Casey Schmidt, who hit a three-pointer a little while ago, stays in the ballgame.
Go to Rooks. Go to Rooks offensively. Go to Rooks.
Up for it is Womack. He's got it, and there's a foul. Looked like Butler.
Excellent pump fake by Wayne Womack. What a valuable player to bring a guy like Womack off the bench with his versatility. He can play inside. He's improved his perimeter skills. They try to get it to Rooks. Now watch Womack. There's the head fake. See what the head fake did? Mitchell Butler, you left something on the floor.
UCLA. McLean can't get it, but rebounds it as it comes outside.
He has excellent hands. They want him to be nailed for what they call the hooking foul offensively. He's as good as an offensive big player that I have seen.
They hit
his
Stokes
perimeter
with that
skills.
one. Stokes has 3 personal fouls now.
Look at those numbers. Lou Alcindor, 26.4. And with all the players that have played here, Don McLean is number 2. Scoring average.
Othick is out. Reeves is back.
He had quite a confrontation with Sean Vanderveer as Othick goes to the sideline at the World Championship tryouts. They got into a little battle, and Vanderveer from out of Colorado hit him with a right and broke his cheekbone. And a lot of players, he hasn't been popular with his opposing players. Even some of his teammates have been upset that he's been a guy that's done a lot of talking, but they say he's really has improved now.
Makes the free throws.
He can play for me.
16 for 16 from the line, and he has just tied Bill Walton scoring. One of the problems you got, Dick, and you just simply cannot get away from it. The athlete of today, of the stature of a McLean, is like a congressman. He's under constant scrutiny. You can't say anything or do anything without somebody improvising on it. So I say media is as much responsible for a lot of this as anybody.
Well, because there's so much visibility, Keith. There's so much exposure. So many games are televised now. You have games on all week long as opposed to years ago just on a weekend.
It's kind of like the comment Bob Winslow made last week. Remember the good old days when a guard was a guard?
Offensive foul.
Offense on it. That's Womack.
Keith Owens gives him some good defense, rotates over. As you said earlier, a kid who came in as a walk-on and now has a scholarship. He plays in the trenches. He's one of your favorite players, role players, like in football.
A lot of spirit. Owens, of course, is a kid that hung in and has finally been rewarded too.
Well, you like those tackles and guards that are in the trenches that are clawing and scrapping.
Ain't no hot dog halfback ever run without a big ugly in front of him. Mitchell Butler, who's another baby.
Going to use the clock, playing for the high percentage shot.
Carver, the freshman, against Womack, goes down the paint. Saved, ricochets, count it to Martin, and he won't go down. Rebound Stokes, and you got 9 seconds. Reeves, short iron. Schmidt, and it counts. It counts. At halftime, UCLA 47, Arizona 46.
Shot selection wasn't good down the stretch. We're going to watch right here. Rooks stay on top of the ball, and he scores.
Tremendous basketball experience. Delino DeShields and Ben McDonald, Dick.
Ben McDonald played 1 year for Dale Brown and LSU. In fact, he had a start one time. So he has a great basketball background, but he's a lot better with that little white ball. Let's take a look at this dunk. Where is it, Ben? Oh, Ben, baby, the attempt counts. He's empty right there. Ben McDonald says, "Get me the baseball glove."
And Jim, Delino DeShields is a guy a lot of people thought could upset all of the track guys.
And Delino DeShields doesn't say a lot, but he's very confident. And he said he's never lost a dunk competition. And with that kind of maneuver, I don't think he will, Dick.
Now I know why Rolly Massimino signed him for Villanova. This guy is a basketball player. He's got great instincts.
Great timing. Look at that. He's got good style, and look how confident he is. He says, I've never lost one. I'm not going to start now.
A 9.7, baby. One heat that puts on Mr. McDonald.
The trailing competitor has the option of waiting or performing a second dunk. McDonald decides to wait.
And DeShields has another good effort. Probably not as difficult a dunk as the other one that he tried. Let's see what kind of score he comes up with after a terrific 9.7. A 9.2, not bad. But McDonald, remember, must break a 9.7 in order to win.
Jimmy, I thought he was robbed. He had style, he had grace. That should have been better than 9.2. Here comes McDonald. It's Brick City, USA. He should have called up Neil Brown for some help. Get ready, Ben, for spring training. Get the little white ball, the baseball. That's Brick City, USA.
So Delino DeShields advances to the semifinal round, where he will meet Mike Powell. Next week, Mike Conley and Eric McMillan in the quarterfinals in the Foot Locker Slam Fest on ABC's College Basketball. Meantime, in the game you're watching now, it's at halftime, just a one-point game. The Bruins of UCLA with the lead over Arizona. Tracy Murray with 16 points. Don McLean with 15 for the Bruins. And Brian Williams has 12 for the Wildcats. Back with more in a moment after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Behold, the Sherman Shuffle.
Bruin, but he said McLean and Williams can play in our league. Oh, nice inside-outside.
McLean from the top of the key.
And he starts out in a low post position, and then he comes off the screen, pops out high. So effective on the perimeter.
Muehlbach handling the ball.
What a tough defensive job Matkins is doing on Mills.
He got a foul on Matkins. Gerald is counting his teeth after getting whacked in the mouth, but
he's pointing at us. He says, look at the monitor. He's pointing at us. There's Williams now trying to post inside against McLean. McLean, not a strong defensive. See, Matkins doubles up. Not a good job by Williams right there. Should have recognized the open Chris Mills as soon as Matkins came at him.
Matkins has got to get out of the ball game, too, because he's now got 4 personal fouls. Mills in and out. Rebound, Muehlbach twice and still doesn't go. And Ed Stokes on the rebound. Jump ball possession for Arizona.
Stokes really wants to stay on the floor. Matkins with the 4 goes off. Carver comes in. They miss a solid defensive player. He's their defensive stopper, Gerald Matkins.
Mills in the corner. Whips the pass across to Muehlbach. Williams into the feet.
This is as well as I've seen him play, Key. He really wants the ball and wants to score in the post.
I think it may be his best game. 1-point lead, Arizona. That shot short. Wildcats running it early in the half. And you got a blocking foul called on Derek Martin.
Foul is on number 15, Derek Martin.
Martin has 3. The last play when Williams got his basket.
I don't know. Questionable walk. Did he come off and not? See, some guys are excellent at establishing both feet as a pivot foot. That was very close.
Doesn't matter. It's in the book.
Counts. They've been calling that walk a lot this year.
Stokes rims and comes out, and Butler rebounds it. UCLA's foul situation as McLean puts it up short. Rebound with Williams is Murray 3, Martin 3, and Matkins 4 now. Arizona 50, Bruins 49. We're just getting underway in the second half.
They should really go into Williams. He should slide inside, give it off, and slide inside against McLean. Now give it off, slide inside, Brian. Go down to the trenches. A lot. They should get it to Williams.
McLean tries to front him. Williams with a little push got away from him.
That's where they got to go. They got to take advantage of his ability offensively and really try to wear out McLean, who has to really exert himself offensively.
Acrobatic move by Derek Martin. A collision, a whistle by Willis McJunkin, and a foul called on Tracy Murray. That's 4 on Murray.
That's a real big foul. Now with Murray and Matkins in foul trouble, UCLA loses half of their productive forward combination. He's putting on a show right now, Keith.
McLean went down, crushed to the floor, gets up holding his neck. No whistle. The UCLA bench is raging. McLean holding his neck. The doctor coming down to talk to him. McLean is red hot.
This is where he's got to keep his poise. Oh, he can watch out a technical right here.
Well, if it's anybody other than Willis McJunkin, he probably wouldn't have gotten away with what he just said.
I'll tell you one thing, he would have talked that language to Dickie Paparo. It would have been boom, boom, and out of here.
Gone to the grocery store.
Look at Jimmy Herrick.
Williams has scored all 8 Arizona points here in the second half so far. McLean has to come out of the ball game,
so you don't get charged with a timeout.
End of the game for the Bruins.
Zon Mason will come in, 6'7", 215 sophomore from Los Angeles.
They want the offensive foul.
What do you think?
Well, I think it's one of those calls you can debate all day, but I thought that the defense was a little bit slow in establishing position. I'd give the edge right there to the offensive player.
All right, Mitchell Butler fires off the board. Couple of bounces, won't go down. It's up one more time to Sean Carver. And there's a foul inside in what is becoming a melee under the basket.
This is one heck of a basketball game, and Tarver with the good offensive rebound. The diaper dandy who had committed to UNLV verbally, along with O'Bannon. There he is working in the glass. Ball pops out with 21. Tarver, a little head fake, goes up, score.
Foul is on Stokes. He has 4, and Rooks has got to come in now.
They trade offense for defense now, bringing Rooks for Stokes.
Butler
with that good head fake. They all utilize the head fake so effectively.
1-point game again.
This is a must-win for UCLA to remain alive in the Pac-10.
Inside, Stokes is hammered, but the ball goes out of bounds. It belongs to Arizona.
It is getting very, very physical out here. The officials now going to have to take charge, maybe call these guys together and simply say, hey, I'm not going to tolerate any running them out.
Mills is still silent in the ball game.
Zone defense right now by UCLA.
Inside, Rooks. He's hammered. He will go to the line, and the basket counts.
He can score in a low post as well as any big guy in America, maybe with the exception of Shaquille O'Neal. That is his forte. At 20 last year against Michigan in a Hall of Fame Classic, and from that time on, he became a known low post scorer.
Keith Owens getting the foul. Butler is out now, and McLean comes back, having done away with the pain in his neck.
The reason I say this is real big for UCLA, with 4 losses and Arizona having 3, if Arizona were to widen the gap to a 2-game margin, 5 of their next 7 are at home. Do they win at home? Try 58 in a row.
Well, plus UCLA still got to go to Seattle and Pullman, among other places. Keith Owens drives and doesn't get it. And the Wildcats, Brian Williams has another rebound.
He's playing so hard today, Brian Williams.
57-53, Arizona.
Owens checking up on Rooks. Big size differential. They got to go to the boxes, either to Williams or to Rooks on a box.
Rooks gets the pass from Chris Mills, and he travels under the pressure. Chris Mills has still not scored a point, but Arizona leads by 4.
Flying from the top of the key is easy. It's the landings that kill your feet. That's why I fly with the pump from Reebok. When I pump up, my size 13s get support, protection, and a custom fit. So, Michael, my man, if you want to fly first class, pump up and air out.
Switch to the greatest sports performance shoe in the world, the Reebok Pump. Pump up and air out.
I am holding something green and powerful, and it's going to change your weekend.
What, lawn clippers?
I'm picking you up at 4 o'clock.
So where are you taking me?
Reservation for the Newtons?
Yes, ma'am. What else have you got planned?
The whole weekend.
Only one card gives you the privileges of membership. The American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
By 4, 57-53 over the UCLA Bruins here in Pauley Pavillion. And I'm pleased to be with the man that had a lot to do with the building of Pauley Pavillion, the Wizard of Westwood himself. 10 national championships for Coach John Wooden. Coach, we were talking about the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and you were recently quoted about a week ago saying that all the talk about them being the best team ever, if you could take Bill Walton and Lou Alcindor down to UNLV, that you could give them a heck of a game.
Well, the teams on which Alcindor played and Walton, I wouldn't hesitate. I had other good players with him. With Alcindor, when you take guards like Mike Warren and Lucius Allen, we're not afraid of anybody, and I don't think they have anybody that you can compare with Alcindor Walton. They have great balance, as we had with Wicks, Rowe, Patterson, Vallely, Bibby, and that bunch. But I don't believe you would trade Walton or
Let me tell you what's so tough is he's so busy watching this game and trying to see what it's going to take to put UCLA back ahead. If you were back there coaching, what would you tell the guys right now?
I don't know what I'd tell them.
I'll tell you, before the game, he held court over here, and what was so heartwarming was to see students flock to him asking for his autograph.
He's a lovely man.
Beautiful, the best coach of all time, Keith, of all time.
Yep. Great human being, not just a great coach, but a great man. And that is ultimately what truly matters. Is the rebound cleared out of there by Chris Mills. He brings it all the way down. Rooks is inside, and he commits the foul. He went left. If he goes right, he scores. He went left, he fouled.
Offensive foul on Rooks. Not good decisions by UCLA offensively. Keith Owens' game is not to shoot the perimeter shot. You got to play to your strengths as a basketball team. And they got to get the ball in the hands of their scorers. As we look at the foul trouble right here.
Williams has 20 points. He has 11 rebounds now. He is 8 of 8 from the field. So a huge day for Brian Williams as Arizona leads by 7 at the 14-minute mark.
And a solid 20. He has not taken a bad shot yet. They double up on McLean. He just kicks it out to the open man.
Mason goes in hard, and he is fouled.
Mason, a real good defensive player. Excellent jumper.
Fouls on number 45, Sean Rooks.
Brian Williams right now trying to check Mason. A little bit too quick for Brian out on the perimeter. Does not have that foot speed out there to check a small forward.
Go back to what you said early on in thinking about next year. I should tell people that Keith Owens is the only senior on the UCLA team.
They are back, Keith. There's no doubt they are back again in terms of, we're not talking national championship, but being a legitimate top 20 team in America every year. I really believe you'll see that here.
Mason finally gets a hot rock to drop.
A hot rock to drop. I like that saying. See, I'm getting you. I'm swinging you around.
6-point lead now, Arizona.
Free throw line certainly helping UCLA. Full court trap right now. There's the trap. Somebody's got to post up. There it is. Post up.
Rooks goes low. Now double low with Williams inside, and Mills still hasn't scored. Now he has. That's a three-pointer. First one of the day.
Didn't get much playing time in that first half. Picked up those 2 fouls, went to the bench, and sat for 17 minutes.
Derek Martin handling 63-55 Arizona.
Derek has really become a little quarterback, always looking for the open man.
This is Sean Tarver. Lob inside, intended for Owens. Williams takes it away.
Excellent anticipation by Williams, rotating over from the help side.
He got away with a dance there and scored.
That was a little disco. But I'll tell you one thing, I liked his quickness to the basket.
This is far and away his best game.
He's got to make some decisions right now, Jimmy Herrick. When do you bring in Tracy Murray and get some scoring?
10-point lead as Williams
look at that hustle.
Skin diving for the ball.
They're on hustle. Oh, a little push right here. Matt Othick. Good move by Don McLean walking away. Good move by Don McLean.
He's hot-tempered.
As Lute Olson won 4 Pac-10 championships. He's in his 8th year. Jesse Evans right behind him.
All right, here comes Atkins and Murray back into the game, Dick. You've got 12:55 to play. You've got to put 2 guys back in with 4 personal fouls.
And now you have to really stay with the zone defense to try and protect them. If they play man-to-man, you know the well-coached Arizona team is going to attack Tracy Murray. Ryan Williams really working to try to keep the ball away from McLean.
Slapped out of there by Sean Rooks.
Out there, there's a lot of talking going on the floor.
Well, you got a lot of kids from the same area playing against each other right here.
Look at this.
McLean got loose, and McLean is fouled by Williams.
Don McLean's one of those guys you talk about who's born to score. Just has everything about him named scoring. Unbelievable.
Williams now with 3 personal fouls.
You know, you think about all the great forwards that have played here, the Sidney Wickses, the Rose, as Coach Wooden mentioned them. You think of Keith Wilkes and David Greenwood. He's got the highest scoring average of any of those forwards.
He's got 20 points right now.
But he's played in a different era as well with the 3-point shot.
That chops the lead from 10 to 7.
Not a good man-to-man. I'd go right at Tracy Murray. I would not waste any time. Look at it, putting Murray on Muehlbach. I would drive on him. I would drive on him.
Rooks got it.
Excellent offensive player.
Well, they got to go now. Keith Owens on Sean Rooks, and that ain't going to work. And what a play there, huh?
Gerald Matkins, Mr. Courageous, playing with 4 pins in his pelvis on a plate after a serious moped accident on campus. What a move to the basket. There comes the drive. Easy, determined. He says, I'm taking it right at you, Williams. Get out of my way. And it's going to count, Williams. And Williams looks. He says, does it go in? Does it go in?
Williams now, however, has 4 personal fouls.
He's got to come out, see that they have the kind of people that they can rotate. They'll bring Womack on the floor. He's having his best day today. St. Monica High School was his last stop in high school. I say last stop. He played at 4 high schools. He was the traveling man. The Marco Polo of college basketball. 2 colleges, 4 high schools.
Matkins makes it a 3-point play, and it's a 6-point Arizona lead at 67-61. Muehlbach has been quiet in the second half. They go to Rooks. Oh, nice play, Othick, to reel it in. He shoots it off the glass. Rebound. Mills a foul.
That's 4 on Mr. Mills. No, 3. That's 3 on Mr. Mills.
3. You got to play him now, though.
Very poised. Oh, yeah, with 3, he's got to stay on the floor, especially with Williams with 4. Atkins handling the ball out at the point. He had a good freshman year.
Butler with a rainbow. Rebound, Rooks.
That's what they need out of Rooks. If he does that, he'll stay on the floor and get minutes.
11 and a half to go in the game. Butler checking Othick. Matkins on Mills.
Mills should take Matkins with those 4.
Rooks double teamed inside, hammers into the paint, and traveling call.
I don't understand their shot selection right now. To paint the scenario, right now you have Murray with 4 and Matkins with 4. Muehlbach and Mills have to attack those 2.
At BASF, we don't make the plane. We make it lighter. We don't make the lotion. We make it...
That's the kind of game Brian Williams has played, sacrificing himself, but along the way, he's picked up 4 fouls. That's why he's on the bench. But he's got a double-double.
22 points, 11 rebounds, and really aggressive play on the interior. That's the real Brian Williams we heard a great deal about.
UCLA trailing by 6. The ball is poked out of there by Arizona. And the Wildcats move it up. Right now, they've got to look to Chris Mills. They've got to look to Sean Rooks. And Mills goes inside, misses the shot. Rebound, Tracy Murray playing with 4 fouls, and so is Gerald Matkins for UCLA. Rebound, Womack.
Excellent decision by Mills to take one-on-one Murray. Murray's trying to check him down. Now they rotate Matkins to him. Remember, both are playing with 4. See, right now, look at Tracy Murray defensively showing versatility, playing Muehlbach on a perimeter.
You're going to have to drive on Matkins and Murray, though. You can't stand out in front of him. You got to
see, there it is. He's going to drive right by him. Great move. That's just great decision. What a smart play.
8-point lead, Arizona. Coming up on 10 minutes to go in the game.
Simple clear out. They know Murray has the 4 fouls. Great call by Lute Olson.
McLean. Can't get him out. That's Keith Owens.
That's your role player you talked about, Keith.
Tough guy. They like to have Butler on Mills, but Chris shops around until he gets Matkins or Murray.
Little double screen. They run to this side of the floor.
Great play, Murray, defensively. Comes down with a ball, and Muehlbach answers it.
There's no way they could have handled that pass. He had a trailer on his left. Jimmy Herrick takes the team last year to the Sweet 16 when Murray drilled that one-on-one and the Jayhawks went to the sideline. Kansas, one of the hot teams in America.
6-point UCLA trails, and by Murray.
That's a Magic Johnson kind of play. Running your knee in the air, going away, using the right hand. You guys like to talk in football about the quarterback trying to make the pass as he's rolling to the left. Back to the right.
I'd call that a hoper. Muehlbach to Rooks. He took the walk. He walked.
Willis McJunkin with the ball. These officials are doing a solid job.
He absolutely, even if I can see it, I guarantee you he won't.
Tries to take this jump move. He lifted his pivot foot. Excellent 2-man play, though. Had the right idea. Drew the defense to him. Dumped it to Rooks.
Bruins coming back. They trailed by 10 at one time here in the half. Brian Williams is out of there, and Arizona sorely misses him. As McLean shoots and it won't go. Rebound is off to Womack.
Tough luck on McLean's shot. UCLA
Reeves is in.
UCLA a different team when Murray's on the floor.
Shot there, Dick.
Oh, I can't believe it! What a play! What a play! That's like the Magic Man to James Worthy.
Threatening to blow the roof off the old Pavillion. Woo! 2-point ball game now. Woo! Reeves gets it up and in. Big basket. Big bucket there, folks.
He's as cool as can be. He's got like ice in his veins. We're out of New York City. A little one-on-one move by Reeves.
Matkins is fouled.
Matkins must be watching the Magic Man throw his bounce pass. Look at that bounce pass. One hand right on the numbers. And there's Mr. Butler. He says, I'm just like James Worthy. I'm flying in the sky.
Reeves committing the foul. That's his second.
This is a great college basketball game. The environment today, the intensity, what's at stake. Look at the fast break points. UCLA, known as a running team, should have the edge, 6-1.
Rebound, Rooks. 71-67. 8 minutes exactly to play in the game.
Now they change. They come out of the man-to-man. They go to the zone. Let's see if Arizona gets into a gap. See the gap right? He's going to drive right at that gap. Make 2 people play him. They're playing on a perimeter here, using some time on the clock.
Arizona should shorten the game now if they can, I would think.
They're overloading against the zone, putting 4 against 3.
Mills forces it up in traffic, and it's out of there. Stolen by Womack, and a whistle and a foul is called on Mills.
Charles Range quickly steps in. Arizona went to an overload. When we talk about an overload, against 3 people on one side of the floor, they place 4 people trying to get the high percentage shot.
Not Mills, Rooks. So Chris still has 3, and now Rooks has 3.
If Arizona, I'm going to get you mad. I know you're a graduate of Washington State. Where's that, in Pullman, Washington? Let me tell you this.
What do you mean, where's that?
Oh, it's in Pullman. I mean, I don't know. I've never been up there. But let me tell you this. If Arizona wins this game, Lute Olson, he gets his 5th Pac-10 championship.
Oh, I think so.
If they win this game, even though Washington State is 7-4, 5 of their 7 are on the road. Arizona's 5 of 7 are at home.
Yep.
Well, thanks. I'm glad you agree with me.
2-point lead for Arizona. There are the numbers that matter. The other numbers that matter are that Murray and Matkins have 4 fouls, Martin 3 for UCLA. Here's the play of the game so far.
Transition basketball starts with possession, then penetration, and then points, the 3 Ps. But what a tremendous look by Butler. That's like a fast break drill right there. Rebound, and look at his emotion, Mitchell Butler, but this guy made the pass, Gerald Matkins.
For Arizona, Stokes and Williams have 4 fouls. Mills 3 and Rooks 3.
You got to credit Jimmy Herrick also, recognizing they were being ready to be put away down 10, and he brings Murray back in and Matkins with the 4 fouls.
Brian Williams is back in. They need him.
He's been so effective today, Brian Williams. 22 points, 11 rebounds.
Chris Mills, backdoor.
What a great ball. That was created by the presence of Brian Williams, who slipped up high and cleared out the backside. Lute Olson does such a solid job teaching, drilling. Got to run some screens for McLean now. I really like him, Keith. What range as a shooter. 3,057 points in high school, the most ever by a California schoolboy.
Arizona led by 10 at one time in the half. It's now only 1. Ball stolen by the Bruins on a lazy pass. Great catch of the ball by Butler. And a foul on Mills. That's 4.
Not only an excellent catch by Butler, but the good look to get the ball to the trailer, McLean. And in that case, you have to communicate. McLean's got to yell, I'm behind you, I'm behind you. He's been very passive today, Chris Mills. Gets his 4th foul, has not shown me the spark that I saw in New York City. Watch the catch, great hands. He makes like a flanker back, and then the little dish.
Into the game, number 30, Wayne Womack.
Here comes Womack, and Mills now with 4 will lead.
He reminded me of making a catch like that flanker at Stanford, McCaffrey, who I watched against the Fighting Irish, catch a number of passes. His brother plays for Duke.
And what, Bill, I saw Billy shooting 90% from the foul line.
Yeah, he's excellent. This guy's an excellent free throw shooter.
He's 10 for 10 in the first half. And he's now 12 for 12.
He has shown some poise today. I told him before the game, I'm picking him on my all-Bill Lampier team. Tries like Todd Day, Bob Hurley, A.C. Earl.
74-73, UCLA is back into the lead.
Do you think everybody in the Pac-10 is rooting for UCLA right now? Wow.
Coming up on 6 minutes to play in the game.
If they lose Arizona, they will have their 4th loss. What a balanced league it would be.
Brian Williams, double team down low. Rooks is standing around. Now Sean starts to shake around a little bit. 3-point try. Othick, not even close.
Great hustle, though, by Othick. Tremendous hustle. Look at him coming back on the floor. His dad was a coach. Coached at North Texas State as an assistant, Wichita State.
Rooks can't handle the high pass. Leaning away from where the ball went.
They look a little bit fatigued right now. You're on the road. They were beaten by Southern Cal. UCLA's outscoring Arizona 19-8 in the last 6 minutes. So I demonstrated my master's in 30 that I can read.
18 turnovers for Arizona, only 4 for UCLA.
UCLA really handling the ball well, but they're not really being pressured. Next Sunday will be another showcase. You talk about a league, the Big Ten. Indiana, Ohio State.
Matt Oftick getting the personal foul.
Gerald Atkins shooting 2.
Some of you will see Texas and Houston or Alabama and LSU. Houston gave Arkansas the business. They gave them a tough game.
Played them real tough.
Yeah. 2 shots for Matkins, first one missing. 5:16 to go in the ball game, and a 1-point lead UCLA.
That didn't shock me with Houston either, because Houston had won 18 straight, Pat Foster, at home. Now we talk about winning time, where free throw conversions become so big, and execution offensively becomes really, really pertinent. You must get the high percentage shot.
Back to the zone for UCLA.
See, they're breaking that zone down by sneaking right behind it, and there's no awareness by UCLA as to where the man is on that back line. That's the second one they got against him.
Yep. We're tied at 75.
Well, the first one over at McHale Center was right down to the wire. He said, talk about McLean and Brian Williams, and then they nail him with a technical for showboat. They nail him for a tee for showboating and hot dogging it. Not a good move at all by Butler right there, Keith.
Brian Williams was counting his limbs to see if he was still together. And they hit Butler.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Here it is. Now watch this. He goes up. He's flying in the air. He jams. Now he comes back down. Oh, no, it's McLean. It's McLean throwing the ball. Bush League move. Flat out Bush. Flat out second-rate move. No need for that. He can cost them a chance to win the Pac-10 if they lose this game. Very poor play by Don McLean.
Well, he's got a temper. It flashes.
That's just immaturity, Keith. He's too experienced. He's too talented. Now, Butler showboats a little, but really, that's just part of the game. Now, there's the jam. But you watch Don McLean take the ball, and Ballesteros is right on top of it. That's why he worked the final game last year of the NCAA.
Hubach handling it out in front. 1-point UCLA lead, 77-76. 4.5 minutes to play in the game.
They would have had possession of the ball anyway after the score, so the possession is Arizona.
Brooks inside, double teamed, made it.
Plus, you don't want to aggravate your opponent and bring him up to another notch either. Smart decision. Brooks so effective on a box.
I think both of them are pretty well aggravated.
Really playing well at the point.
That's Owens against Brooks. Murray.
He didn't have the good angle.
He had him on the hip, but then didn't handle the ball.
Not the good angle for the entry.
Traveling.
Good defense by Arizona right there. Excellent defense.
Out on the floor.
Good college basketball game. 3:33 to play. Switcher.
Well, I think it was a dumb play. Flat out dumb with a capital D by McLean. Spoiling his great performance. There's the jam right now by Butler. Now look at him throwing the ball with the officials staring right at him. Richie Ballesteros, one of the best in the game, and McLean cannot get away with that. And there's the tee.
Resetting quickly, timeouts remaining. Both teams have 3 team fouls. Arizona 10, UCLA 4.
They made one of those 2 technicals. If they lose by 1, I'm going to have a little one-on-one with Mr. McLean if I were coaching.
Brooks from the foul line. Won't go down. Won't go down for Womack. Williams.
Oh! Is he possessed? Now he lays a little trash talking on the floor. Too much talking. They got to stop playing hoops. Too much talking.
3-point lead, Arizona now. 3 minutes to play in the game. Murray. In and out. McLean got it.
That's what he does well. Play basketball.
Muehlbach to Womack.
Nice play by Muehlbach. Very steady player. Very important part of the Arizona team.
Matkins to Owens.
What a game we have here, Keith. NBA style, 24-second clock style. Keith Owens, that little jumper off the glass, a la John Wooden. John Wooden used to teach that.
Muehlbach and Othick out in front. Womack, Rooks, and Williams inside for the Wildcats. Good move by Womack, but he can't get a drop, and it's off the Bruins.
It's amazing that UCLA's been able to play with 4 fouls. Wake Forest, Rodney Rogers, the best diaper dandy in America. West Virginia beating on Temple by 3. Look at Illinois winning on a road again by 16 at Minnesota. Lou Henson, what a job.
Muehlbach across to Williams. They almost missed each other. Williams puts it up and in, and there is a foul.
I don't think he's missed a shot, Keith. I don't think he's missed a shot. I remember he was 9 for 9.
There, as we just tick down to 2 minutes. You've got a 3-point lead for Arizona. Williams is playing with 4 fouls. Stokes is on the bench with 4. Mills is on the bench with 4. Rooks has 3. For UCLA, Murray and Matkins are on the floor playing with 4. Williams with 28 points now to go with 12 rebounds and 12 of 12 from the feet.
Can't get better than that. I mean, you talk about a perfect day. Lute Olson stays nice and calm and cool and collected. Tony McAndrews, an assistant with him. Look at these numbers today. Impressive. And he had to sit some minutes with 4 fouls. Came back to the coast to have his big day.
Williams misses the free throw, and UCLA rebounds it. We're under 2 minutes now. And 84-81 Arizona lead as UCLA spins a timeout.
They bring in Derek Martin. Jimmy Herrick gets in his point guard. He's done an excellent job of substituting with his team in foul trouble.
Saturday, the ABC Pro Bowlers Tour, $160,000 Bud Light Classic. Then ABC's Wide World of Sports features 2-time silver medalist Christy Yamaguchi, meeting the country's best, competing for the coveted title at the U.S. Figure Skating Championships. Presented by Diet Sprite and NutraSweet, live except on the West Coast, Saturday on ABC Sports.
Keith, again, to emphasize the importance of this game. Arizona with a 1-game lead right now, only having 3 losses in the conference. And again, as you pointed out several times, in this conference, there is no postseason tournament. But if they were to win, 5 of their next 7 are at home, and Kelvin Sampson's club at 7-4, Washington State, has to go on a road for 5 out of 7. I like Arizona State, too, for a chance to get into postseason. They've beaten Southern Cal twice, and plus, they got wins over Kansas, Texas, and New Mexico. Bill Frieda's bringing a lot of excitement down here at Arizona State. This conference really has arrived. I remember several years ago, Keith, I was screaming mediocrity with a capital M, and they all got upset. Can't yell mediocrity anymore.
Well, I think we got a little bit of an inkling early on in the season when Washington State went down and won Gene Bartow's tournament.
Yeah, that's true. That definitely showed something.
Tonight, Tom Hanks stars in a big movie as a little boy who's suddenly big. Network premiere of one of the funniest movies in years. Tom Hanks, Big. Tonight at 9, 8 Central on ABC. Terrific picture if you haven't seen it. It really is.
Well, right now, during the timeout, Coach Herrick was over 1 strategy, 2 assignments, three. Let them know again the score. Almost threw the ball in the backcourt.
Martin handling the ball now for UCLA. 84-81 with 1:40 to play in the ball game. Tracy Murray at the top of the key, but three won't go. And Arizona leading by 3 points, 84-81, moves down the court, handling the ball, Matt Othick.
That was an excellent play. Right now, Arizona's going to use a lot of that shot clock, and Othick and Muehlbach are excellent free throw shooters.
Womack stays in the ball game. Mills has not come back.
Biggest possession of the game right here. UCLA must shut them down in this possession. On the other side, Arizona needs to get a score out of it.
Muehlbach being hounded by Derek Martin.
Martin very quick defensively.
Brian Williams missed it.
He
missed the record with that shot.
His only miss. Right now they're thinking three. Murray can shoot it.
The Pac-10 record was 13 for 13 by Steve Johnson, Oregon State. Williams was 12 for 12 before the miss.
There's the three by McLean.
Ties it up.
Oh, they gave him two. It was a two.
Gave him two.
That's a
84-83 timeout Bruins.
I tell you, we can't see anything from where we're sitting now in this madhouse.
UCLA has 1 timeout remaining. Arizona 3. And there's the final as Illinois beats Minnesota in a game some of you were watching, and we welcome you now to Westwood in Los Angeles, where we have been going at this pace since the game started.
It's been intensity, emotion, an unbelievable, exciting game. Big plays. Big play right there by Don McLean to hit that open jump shot.
The timeout factor very likely is the most prominent set of numbers right there.
See, Don McLean could be a better three-point shooter, but with his size, they like him inside a lot. But right there, he could have recognized the line a little bit, moved back a little bit, and he's got himself a three instead of the two.
Well, he was close as he was.
You got to know that line. Now watch right here. Now Don McLean, see, he knows where the line. Look at that line. You got to go back. You got to know that line. An extra 6 inches. We got a tie ball game. Awareness, alertness. That's what wins basketball games.
35 seconds remain. Now Arizona won at Tucson when these teams played. They scored 6 points in 4 seconds.
I hate to be a real Scrooge, but I'm telling you something, that technical foul could be really looming big right here.
Good. A moment with Jackaroo.
Keith, you were listening in on the conversation Lute Olson was having with the Arizona Wildcats, and he chided his team. He told them, be sure to go to 4 corners and hold the ball. We can still win this thing.
Oh, I think they got a great chance to win this game. You're up 1.
Well, you go back to your foul circumstance, and let's see who Jim Herrick sends out. He's got Derek Martin back in the game. Mitchell Butler is out there. McLean is out there. Matkins comes out. He's got 4 personal fouls. Well, he is the only man on the court for the Bruins in foul trouble. There's a foul by Keith Owens.
Keith reaching in, gets the quick foul. They're substituting Owens and Murray, offense and defense. Jim Herrick doing a solid job last year, as I said, takes them to the Sweet 16. They get beat by Duke, but they have that big win over Kansas.
So UCLA having fouls to give. Now that's only the 6th team foul.
What you can really do is Brad Holland, his assistant coach, played here, a great shooter. What you do in that situation, you're trying to play for the steal. If you don't get it, to get the ball out of bounds.
Pass comes in to Sean Rooks. Brian Williams.
The chair down.
Did not communicate, and UCLA has a 1-point lead. Arizona's timeout. 18 seconds to play in the game.
Going to the last second, Mr. Jackson. And remember, in many cases, as Lute Olson now will design the last shot, many times it is the missed rebound, that missed shot that causes a problem. As Williams,
here, they just didn't read each other, did they?
well, the ball's deflected, and Gerald Matkins, very alert, the defensive stopper, makes the steal.
You've got 18 seconds to play. Here's John Saunders.
Thanks a lot, Keith. 18 seconds to go in a one-point game. We'll get back to Pauley in just a moment. What a tremendous game it's been in the Big Ten earlier today. Illinois, an easy winner over Minnesota. 94-74 was that final. UNLV, number 1 against number 2 Arkansas, an easy time, 112-105, as Stacey Augmon had 31 points. Anderson Hunt had 26. UNLV now 20-0 on the season. Back to the Big Ten. Purdue and Indiana, the Hoosiers win for the 6th consecutive time, 81-63. They're now 10-1. They have a half-game lead in the Big Ten. LSU, no match for Duke, 88-70 is the final there. Shaquille O'Neal held to 4 points in the first half. 64 straight non-conference wins for Duke at Cameron. Also in the ACC, NC State and Clemson. NC State a winner 72-62. Rodney Monroe, 21 points, 17 in the second half. And in the Southwest Conference, Houston, a loser at Rice in a surprise 79-69. Rice just 10-11 overall, 4-6 in the conference. Let's go back to Keith Jackson and Dick Vitale.
Right now, what I would do here, I would take the ball in if I were Arizona to Sean Rooks and send Brian Williams to the offensive boards with Chris Mills. I would let Rooks be my guy.
Chris Mills is up and will inbound the ball. Inbounds it to Matt Othick. 85-84 UCLA. 10 seconds. Rooks has it. Rooks shoots. Rooks misses. Rebound Butler. And a foul on Matt Muehlbach.
Good call by Lute Olson. You go to Sean Rooks. You try to come in with the offensive rebounding power. Jimmy Herrick's club looks like it's going to make life in the Pac-10 that much more interesting.
If they finish this way, Arizona will be 7-4. Washington State 7-4. UCLA 6-4.
Even if he converts these 2 free throws with the three-point shot, they still have the shot for the tie.
6 seconds to play.
6 seconds is an eternity. You definitely can get a good shot.
Butler soared up to get that rebound.
Oh, he's been playing well, Keith. He gave him that big jam.
He's 6'5", and he went about 40 inches into the air, at least to haul it down. And one more timeout.
Butler as a free throw shooter, really a guy right now shooting 56% from the field, but not a real strong free throw shooter. I have him for 45% on my stat sheet.
Next Sunday, we'll have regional coverage of 3 conference games for you. Many of you will see Indiana at Ohio State. Some will see Alabama at LSU. And in the Southwest, Texas at Houston. Next Sunday at 2 Eastern Time on ABC.
45%.
Those are all the numbers right at this juncture I think you need to know. The question now is whether or not Butler can convert at the foul line.
Not a good free throw shooter, less than 50%. Remember this, they can run the ball to midcourt, get a timeout. Arizona, if he does make both and still get a good shot. So he's laying strategy now in that huddle as to what to do if he converts both, if he makes one, or if he misses.
Rooks, when he took that shot down here, was about 12 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, he's a good player, Rooks, offensively, so the big guy is not a bad option to go to. What a great game this has been, Keith. And I know we'll have the same at Columbus, Ohio. We're going to rock and roll at St. John's Arena next week with the Hoosiers coming in. They have one timeout left, Arizona.
There were warm Sundays like today when in recent years you wouldn't get a full house at Pauley Pavillion, but it's stuffed today. Some of the students camping out for 4 days, so they got themselves in line for priority seats for today's game. So, as you said a while ago, the Bruin basketball is back.
This has been the game of the day. I know everybody's talking number 1 and number 2. It's certainly a classic confrontation, but what an intense battle we have had here with league affiliation at stake.
Butler is 0 for 10 at the foul line in Pac-10 play.
Wow. Wow.
0 for 11.
Now remember, the 3 can win it for Arizona if he makes 1. If he misses, they have a chance to win it with the deuce. 6 seconds is plenty of time to get a high percentage shot. They'll get the ball in bounds quickly, run the ball up the sideline most likely. UCLA will try and put some token pressure.
He got the free throw.
Let's see if they run it to half court and get a timeout.
6 seconds now. UCLA leading by 2, 86-84. Khalid Reeves passes inside. Mills gets the shot, and he made it. And it'll count. It's got to count. It'll count. It's even at 86, and we'll go to overtime.
Go to OT. Remember, a college game does not end with the 0 showing. The game ends with the horn. And there's a red light, and that red light, the officials look at that red light, and if that red light is off, the shot is good. If the red light is on,
well, Mills, the ball had left Mills' hand before the light went off. Guarantee you.
Chris Mills catches it. Bingo, out of his hand, and we're going to OT, and I got problems.
Oh, you do.
Big time problems.
You do. You had it some time ago. Oh boy. Well, it's kind of what we thought it was going to be. It's all there is. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC station. At Pauley Pavillion, we're tied at 86, going to 5-minute overtime, and here's the shot that tied the game as time expired. Chris Mills is number 42.
It's not a touch pass. It's just a loose ball. Mills pounces on it, and the score, count it.
2 timeouts each going into the overtime. UCLA 16 fouls and Arizona 10. Possession era, UCLA.
I know you're laughing at me, but you know what? I don't mind missing a flight when a game is this good. This is tremendous.
Not bad. Besides that, you figure you've got a chance to get me to buy you supper, don't you? All right, here we go. Derek Martin handling the ball. He's been relatively quiet today. Keith Owens is number 25. McLean inside. Murray to Madkins. Madkins all the way out on top of the key. McLean will put it up there.
He's got that velvet touch. He has such a smooth release, excellent rotation on his shot.
So the Bruins get the early lead in overtime. Rooks to Mills.
When Rooks gets the ball in a post, you want to look opposite. Don't throw it back to the same side because you don't make the defense adjust.
Brian Williams. Huge day for him. He has 30 points.
He's really lighting it up here in Tinseltown.
Will you Eastern guys stop that nonsense?
You don't like hearing that. I know I did that last year. I knew I'd get a rise out of you.
We're conservative, straight-laced, and facing water rationing. McLean again.
Weak side rebound foul, climb in the back.
Foul is on number 25, Keith Owens. Sean Rooks shooting 1-1.
Rooks will be going to the free throw line, as are the numbers that we gave you a moment ago.
You got an extra timeout with the overtime.
Everything really counts when you get to this kind of a struggle.
Arizona came out of the gate beating Arkansas. It was so impressive in that NIT. They play such a tough schedule. They played East Tennessee State, one of the real outstanding teams in America that people don't know about, with Keith Jennings, the best little guy in basketball. Now, you mentioned a little earlier, they still have dates with Georgia Tech, with Duke.
Yep. We'll have the Duke game in 2 weeks for you here on ABC. Wildcats to the lead by 2.
Derek Martin, so satisfied to be a little leader as opposed to a guy thinking score. He's learned how to play the point.
And almost picked off by Millsap, but almost don't count in this game as Matkins knocks it down.
Matkins has really had a big game. He's made big play after big play, both defensively and offensively.
Mills looked. The break didn't work.
Chris doesn't move well without the ball. He has a tendency to stand too much. Very easy.
Brooks hooks. McLean rebound.
Mills very easy to check because he doesn't move exceptionally well without it.
Murray, no. Skip. One time by Owens, no, and Arizona runs it.
Talk about a lateral rebound.
Good play by Owens.
That's just sheer hustle, returning back defensively, sticking a hand in. He was a walk-on player and has now become a scholarship player. One of the great walk-on stories is down in Michigan. Freddie Hunter starting as a walk-on player.
Mills, no, almost an air ball, but the rebound, Williams.
It's been all Brian Williams on that interior today for Arizona.
Career high, 32 points for Williams.
He's been their star, has not taken a bad shot yet. There's that motion game, getting a little movement. Slide inside, dump it to McLean. Ah, they missed him.
Just past 2.5 minutes. Owens dancing a little, and there's a foul. And that's going to be Matkins, and good night, Gerald. He's gone.
And that really hurts this team, both defensively and also his ball handling skills. He rotated to play the point. He deserves one heck of an ovation. Remember, we're looking at a guy with had a fractured pelvis, 4 pins, a plate in his pelvis. What a gutty performer.
Replacing Gerald Matkins.
Matt Offutt comes back, shakes his hand. Mitchell Butler, who is a star of the future for the Bruins, who has already had a pretty good season this year and made an enormous couple of plays in the second half in this game. 92-90 Arizona, and Muehlbach with a 1+1.
Muehlbach had a big game against UCLA in game 1. He hit 5 for 5 from three-point range.
Now it's a 3-point lead at 2:21 to play in the overtime.
Lute Olson looks like a president of a bank sitting there determining whether or not he's going to give you that loan. Very calm, very poised.
Made them both. It's tough, though, when you're sitting up on top by half a game to come to Los Angeles and have to play the Trojans and Bruins on the same trip.
Well, especially the way the Trojans are playing now. They're a much improved team. George Raveling's done a heck of a job this year.
Tracy Murray. 2 points.
That's the option you want. The previous possession with Keith Owens taking it one-on-one. He's their 5th option. Right there, they go to option number 2.
Time there in that little corner. You can see it picking away. 94-92, Arizona. Into Rooks. Back to Mills. Mills gets it up and in.
Nice smooth move by Mills. What he did well there, when he entered the ball to the post and the defense turned, he went to the opposite way.
Derek Martin throws it up and in. 96-94.
Nice quick move by Martin. Ultra quick little guard.
1:20 and counting. We are in overtime.
I would try to have Mills post up on Murray and take advantage of the fact that Murray can't guard you with those 4 fouls. Mills is playing on the perimeter away from the basket, so he just can stand guarding him.
They just called a play.
They're going to a little 4 corners attack. They're going to spread the court. Spread the court. Use the clock. Discipline.
It's good, and a foul on Owens.
That's just a great play. Shows his heading, his thinking. Right now, he knows that Murray's got 4. He catches the ball one-on-one, drives to the goal. Murray doesn't get any help at all. Little isolation. Now watch Mills. He's going to give it off. He's going to say, it's your ball. Now take it, little quarterback. Now I'm going to slide. You're going to reverse it to me. And now I'm going to take this guy one-on-one. See, Murray, you got 4. You can't guard me. Nobody.
Well, he lets him go. They sacrifice Owens in a way, but Keith Owens is also fouled out. 45 seconds remaining in overtime. Arizona 98, UCLA 94, and here again is John Saunders.
All right, Keith, back to the overtime in just a moment at Pauley, but there was another game underway today in the NBA, the All-Star game in Charlotte, North Carolina, and it was a good one. Magic with the miss, comes up with the steal eventually, then the hook over top of everyone. Later, Charles Barkley, who had a tremendous game, working inside, backing up, loses the handle, gets it back, finds his way free and jams it home. On the break, hey, you like these three. Patrick Ewing to Michael Jordan. Jordan takes it the rest of the way till he finds Barkley, and Barkley completes it. Last seconds of the game, Kevin Johnson with a last chance to win with the three-pointer in a two-point game, but Karl Malone with the basket interference, they wave it off. Just about 3 seconds left. The NBA All-Star game goes to the East, 116 to 114. Michael Jordan with 26 points, but Charles Barkley of the Philadelphia 76ers is the MVP. 17 points and 22 rebounds in the game as, again, the East beats the West. Let's go back to Keith and Dick and Pauley Pavillion.
And we have 45 seconds with a 4-point lead, Arizona, in the overtime against UCLA. Here's the story of fouls. Matkins and Owens are gone. Stokes, Williams, and Mills all have 4 for Arizona. Stokes has not made an appearance in some time. They've been playing Sean Rooks.
You know, I was talking to Jimmy Herrick and also to Lute Olson. I don't know if you want to be the #2 seed and have to stay in the West with UNLV.
No.
I'd probably like to go down a notch and go out to another region.
Yes, sir. They're clearly on record that they'll be very happy to go on into the Mid-East or the Midwest. Right now, you set Rooks down. Mills on the line. You put Womack in. Quicker, good defender, and Mills makes it a 3-point play.
2 possessions.
5-point lead.
2 possessions with the 3-point shot. Murray's the 3-point shooter. Mills has got a match up on a perimeter.
Ball is stolen by Womack. That's why he's in the game. And a foul. Owens had not fouled out. We were wrong on our foul count.
Foul
Now he's
number 25, Keith Owens, his 5th.
committed his 5th foul.
Free throw shooting now becomes really, really big. He makes these. It makes life really miserable for the Bruins.
But here again is a simple little thing, but it defines coaching, Dick. Management of people. They put in Womack for a purpose. He stole the ball.
Well, Womack's been a solid player, one of his steady players all year long, along with Muehlbach. Mills has not been the consistent player. Last year they had missed the consistency, as Owens found out, in Judd Bushler. Judd Bushler was one of those players that wasn't a star, but he gave Lute and his staff a steady performance every day.
Rodney Zimmerman checks into the game, 6'9" freshman from Colorado Springs, Colorado.
He's a quick player, good shot blocking ability. He's a very, very finesse kind of player as opposed to a power player.
Sean Rooks is on the bench. Matt Othick. Arizona's been pretty good on the foul line, especially in the late going here.
Well, Othick and Muehlbach are excellent free throw shooters.
Derek Martin hustles it up for the Bruins. Less than a half minute to go. 7-point lead for Arizona. Out of the corner, Murray won't go. Womack a rebound.
Arizona doing an excellent job defensively on the perimeter.
There's a foul on Murray. That's his 5th.
Good gesture by Tracy, picking him up.
And somebody had to make the foul. Butler had missed, so Murray did it.
What would have happened if there was no technical? Would we be in an overtime? Again, we're talking about a technical committed by Don McLean for throwing the ball. Jimmy Herrick had to be upset with his guy throwing the ball at Brian Williams in a crucial situation. It was worth 1 point.
It was probably a momentum switcher.
Well, you go to overtime, take that point away. You don't have to be a mathematic genius to figure it out.
But even the ebb and flow of a close contest, don't want to mess with it.
Muehlbach, certainly Othick on the free throw line. Very, very effective.
Arizona now is going to be 8-3.
Mail them the trophy. Yep. Sorry, Washington State, Kelvin Sampson, you've done a great job, but that championship will fly again in Tucson, Arizona.
Schedule as much as anything dictates it, because Arizona's only road trip will be to the state of Oregon. Foul there on Tarver. UCLA, on the other hand, the Bruins have to go to Pullman and Seattle. They have to go to Berkeley. They have to go to Stanford. And Stanford's a team that beats on them pretty regularly.
That really has to hurt losing. You could see the emotion on that sideline. They had this game won. until a dramatic shot by Chris Mills at the buzzer to send it to OT.
You may be in a circumstance where as much as 4 teams are possibility.
I think so, without a doubt.
Pac-10.
I think they got 3 locked already, unless Arizona State collapses with their out-of-conference wins. And you're looking at these 2 clubs. Southern Cal gets hot. They can get in.
The game is over. Arizona 105, UCLA 94. Everything